Rosenfeld and seconded by Brian Trailer. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Motion to approve the minutes is passed. And then we have no old business, and on to new business. We just have a couple of policies to review and approve. So are you going to give us an update on those policies?
And just to note, President Nagy and I did talk. We are not going to take action on the use of force board appointments today, but just for members of the public, wanted to make sure that was clear. We will be doing that at our December meeting.
Perfect. Thank you.
And those haven't expired. They're till the end of the year, right?
Correct. Exactly.
Okay, good.
Well, good morning. We have two policies for you today. One does involve the use of force board committee, and the other one is just shoring up some verbiage and some language regarding time off and staffing. The first one here, policy 300, essentially that's a big policy covering all of Zionsville's use of force and the guidance around that and everything we have in there. The change that we've made within there and why we're coming to council or coming to the commission with it is we've removed the section from the use of force board to allow them to have a separate hearing outside of the legal process. So the old policy said the use of force board could review the use of force, and then from there, if they had questions, call that officer in for testimony. Doing research on this, having a year under our belts with this, best practices show that this is going to be a criminal case, and that officer will be giving testimony most likely in a court system or somewhere else under deposition, and having separate testimonies was against best practices. So everything else remains the same within the policy, other than we're striking that from there. The use of force board will still review the incident, still give recommendations to the chief of police through the chain of command, but it's just removing that separate testimony given by the officer.
Was this policy implemented in the last 12 months?
This was last year's when the use of force board came about.
What I mean is, has it been used? Has there been any use of force that's been reviewed by the use of force board?
We have. We reviewed use of force from last year. This year so far, we've had 2 uses of force.
Did either of those involve giving testimony?
Negative. No, they did not.
Are you ready for us to approve?
Sure, yeah, that's the only thing within policy 300 that's there. If you have any questions on it, I can answer any more questions.
So can you explain to me how it'll work then? So there's a use of force, the board reviews, but then they cannot take testimony. It would just be.
That's correct. And if you have in front of you, if not, I have a on the back page here, page 13, there's a flow chart, which is basically for the officers, the supervisors, and the use of force board. Everybody can look at and see what step they're on. So before we even get to the use of force board, it's going to be going through a review by the supervisor, by myself. Everything is going to be buttoned up before it gets to that use of force board. Once that use of force board gets the documentation on this, they will review that use of force and give that recommendation to the chief of police. Okay, from there, if that use of force was in policy or it wasn't. Any use of force that is already going to be independently reviewed, and if there's criminal matters to take place in there, it's going to be reviewed criminally as well.
Okay.
Any other questions?
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Josh Garrett to approve the policy, use of force policy number 300, and seconded by Brian Trailer. All in favor? Aye.
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 All opposed? Okay, the motion is approved. And the next one is policy number 921 on time off and staffing.
Time off and staffing. Again, this is a policy. We don't have an issue anywhere here. We were basically just wanting to make sure we were have something on policy to put in place, you know, how time off requests get approved and submitted and what our minimum staffing is. It's basically mirroring the fire department. So all public safety, we're on the same page with how time off and staffing works. So nothing dramatic in here at all. It just says you must submit your time off. Anything that's outside standard time off, we follow town policy, and we must meet minimum staffing on the road before that time off is approved.
Did we not have a policy at all?
We never had anything official outside of the town policy. We've never ran into issues. It's always been a standing order that, you know, if if we don't have enough officers working the road, your vacation request will be denied there. But now we have it on paper.
That's good.
Is there any questions I can answer on this?
Pretty straightforward.
Variance.
Do I have a motion to approve policy 921 for staffing and time off?
I move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Marcia Rosenfeld and seconded by Brian Trailer. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Policy 921 passes.
All right, thank you.
And you're going to give a recruitment update today?
Congratulations are in order.
Thank
Mhm.
you.
Oh.
Very much so.
Yes, just a quick update on recruitment and then also an invitation. We're going to be swearing in Brandon Pounds on Friday at 8:15 a.m. in this room right here. So he will be our first of the 3 hires. The other 2 are a little bit behind just because they had a little bit of additional testing because Brandon was a lateral and they were not lateral. So the other 2 have been submitted to perf or will be by the end of the day. And so they're probably about 30 days out as well. So we'll swear those 2 in at the same time, about a month from now. That's all.
Great job.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's
Very
excellent.
good.
8:15 Friday.
8:15.
Yeah, 8:15 on Friday.
Great.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any other matters? Anything else? Anybody has anything else they want to bring up?
It's all good here.
Okay, need a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Motion to adjourn by Josh Garrett, seconded by Brian Trailer. This meeting is adjourned. The next meeting,
Got to vote on that.
all
Sorry.
in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Meeting is adjourned. Next meeting will be held Monday, December 20th at 8 a.m. or upon the conclusion of the town council meeting here in this chambers.
The 20th?
It says here on the.
Yeah,
that
20th.
it's the
Not the
20th.
13th.
Not the 13th. No, it's 20th.
I'll
Yep.
be here for that.
Okay. All right,
All right.
thanks,
Thank you.
everybody.
Thank you.